So, Richard, we got a bunch of guys here that are doing a couple rounds of skiing today. We already saw, in this group here, so we've got Jason Lee, Brett Sands. Some of these guys have already skied open men's tricks this morning, and now they're coming out and skiing slalom. So, as a guy yourself who skied at a high level, I mean, how do you feel about that? If you were a skier, do you welcome that sort of thing at a senior level? Do you think these guys are excited to go out and ski again, or?
I think younger days you could ski all day long, but like Brett was up here chatting before. Senior level, we're all getting older, and he took a flip and kind of tweaked his back. He said, and that weighs on you. Not when you're younger, you get over kind of shrug that off after an hour or so. But that'll be there all day for him, and. So, that's a lot of skiing for guys that are skiing both the senior and the open division. Brett's a true competitor. He'll be out there in slalom. It's his signature event, if you will. But, guys like Jason Lee, a lot of skiing he's doing. Some other guys in this division are going to be doing the open slalom right after. So,
one of the things, looking back on this last group that skied, and Richard, you saw Cameron Smith go out and wake slalom. Nice stand-up pass. I didn't see anything there. He skied it out so well, had really nice crosses, and at the end of the run, it was a forward cross, declared he had pulled a hamstring. So, it's one of those things where, man, you just it's tough. What do you do? He's got a big jump on the board. He's going to come out and try to get on the podium with the jump, which I believe he did at the last Worlds and Senior Men. So probably a good call for him to opt out on his last pass. But, that's just the thing is you kind of – and I've, speaking from experience, I mean, those are the kind of the chronic things you got to deal with as you get older and into the seniors division. These things, the pulled muscles, it seems like you can stretch out forever, and it's just –
yeah. No, definitely, Gus. Definitely, Gus. It's difficult to come back after a few falls like that. Cameron Smith's fall, I could see how he could pull a hamstring. Kind of had that leg reached way out to the side as his style in front slalom, and he went down like that, and doing the scissors or the splits, unfortunately, but. Probably a very, very good decision. Must have pulled it severely, but even if not, to back off and live to fight another day, so to speak. Right now, we got Fred Groen from New Zealand on the water, coming back from a terrible pec tear about 2 months ago. Fred tore his pec, had it surgically sewn back on. Went through rehab and started to train again.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known it if you watched Fred in the jump event. He got out there. He's qualified for the finals and senior men's jump, and the guy's a specimen. If you know Fred or talk to him, I mean, the guy's built like a you-know-what. I mean, he's just solid. I had asked him. I saw him on the shores at the 2014 World Championships, 2016, and talked to him this week. I said, why weren't you skiing? He said that, he's pretty seriously into bodybuilding and was training for that, and it just didn't have the time to train for the 2016 Worlds, but it's great to see him here skiing it up at the 2018 World Championships.
Okay, well, looked like down early on quite a few of those for Fred. Provisional score first pass 3.4. So obviously the judges are a little sharpen their pencil on Fred there. Down early on a number of those because he had a good 7 pace going. 3.4 on his first pass. Up next after Fred, I think from the United States, we're going to see Doug Jordan, followed by Bevan Kelly. So, waiting to see if we've got any sort of a more provisional score here. Is that Dan Baumgartner at 13.5 in there now?
Yeah, and the Robbie Groen 12.3 shows up. So Cameron Smith right now is the skier on the bubble with his
Right.
one pass score.
Well, we'll be getting more guys above this for sure. But 14.6 from Jim Nyberg. Looking like he might be pretty solid to get in. Fred Groen's going to have difficulty chasing that number with a 3.4 on his first pass. So
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. You know, some of those crosses to me for Fred Groen didn't look all that bad. I think that this might be one that's going to get reviewed afterwards, and I wouldn't be comfortable right now saying that score is a final lock.
very possible. He's close on the one side, but here he comes in. Second pass backwards. Fred's up outside the wake and cutting out, and here we go. Nice lean away style, very solid. There's 2 coming across for number 3. There's number 4. They look nice and clean. Here's 5. What do we got for 6? A little down early on 6. There's 7 outside the wake. 7 full crosses. Might have touched down on number 6. We'll wait to hear. Fred Groen, 2 stand-up passes. He's still healthy, still intact, ready for the jump event.
Yeah, that was a nice run there for Fred Groen. I agree, Richard. I think on number 6, that trailing foot might have been on top the crest when the lead foot was set down. We'll see what the judges saw, and hopefully he's got enough.
Yeah, we'll see. If that first pass provisional stands up, then it's going to be difficult to get into double digits there. So we got down here in the dock here. It looks like the United States of America. 7.9 provisional for Fred with a 5.5 on a second pass. Getting back to the dock now, though, with the United States of America from Washington State, from Lake Silverado, Doug Jordan. So Doug Jordan, he'll be having his eye on getting into the finals, top 8. He goes over 14.8. He goes over 15.16. It's going to be. Doug Jordan, 46.5 miles per hour, he called behind this Sanger. There's the giddy up. There we go, Doug Jordan.
Yeah, Doug put up a 15 this summer at the Silverado tournament in his home state, and he's hit 16 before in his past.
He's telling the boat, go, go, go. Get me up to speed. There he is, coming in the course. Nice, clean 1-foot cross. Here's number 2. Number 3, nice and clean, steady. Number 4, he's down early, coming across for 5. This is number 6. He's got 6.6. He might have been down early. He fell outside the wake after time. That's not a good thing.
Yeah,
we were just saying, Gus, any of these falls unnecessarily just don't bode well with the senior division guys.
Doug Jordan really, he got the Danny Baumgartner dismount going there at the end of the first pass, and I think it was pretty clean. You pointed on one. It looked like he did snag the front of his foot on one and might have, just to catch himself, set down a little early. The rest of the crosses in that run looked pretty good. We'll see what the judges give them.
Terry Jones, can you please make your way to the judges' tower, the Seacan Trailer Central, to the judges' tower? Yeah, the boat is looking for Terry Jones, so maybe wander down the start dock area, please, Terry Jones. All right, Doug Jordan, is that a 5.7 provisional score?
I believe that's what I heard coming out of the boat. I thought I heard a 5.7.
That's at 6.2 with the touch, I think, that I mentioned. So 5.7 for Doug Jordan. He can come back here with a 7 or 8 pace. He's got to get up in the 13s to probably see the light of the finals. So You got to get 13, 14.
Yeah, I think we had a provisional 7-9 for Fred Groen, so he's going to be right there where Paul Turner is right now in the 5-6 spot. Going to bump Cameron Smith out of the finals. The semifinals. Excuse me. Senior men's, we're going to the finals.
The top 8 finals.
8 to the finals.
Doug, he's that unnecessary fall is really rattled him. That is too bad. He was out of course, 2 crossings past the timer going off, and that was a rattling fall that he took.
Yeah, looking at the way he's carrying on here in the water, it looks like he did feel that, Richard. He's kind of trying to collect himself. That's unfortunate when it happens after the run, and you're not even skiing for points, and you kind of get spanked like that. That's just
he is coming back. He rolled over. He is doing the back deep. He's coming back in the course. Let's hope he can shake that off a bit. He is rattled, but he's coming in backwards. Very clean style here, looks like. Nice. Oh, there's a 1 cross. Touchdown early. There's number 2, a little early. Coming across for 3. I think he's feeling the effects of that fall. He's at 4. They're all down early. There's number 5, and off the handle he is. Oh, disappointing. Too bad for Doug Jordan. I hope he's okay. I think he may have taken a fairly hard fall, their medical team. When he gets back to the dock, he was really, really winching at the other end.
That wasn't the prototypical Doug Jordan back pass there. Yeah, there was something going on there. He just wasn't himself on that pass. I think I saw the same thing you did, Richard. I think he usually carries that foot longer through the wakes. It looked like he was just trying to get the run over early, and I think number 5, he just it wasn't that fall wasn't too bad.
Looks like a provisional 8 total score for Doug Jordan, 8.0 total score. He's on the back of that watercraft. If you got a UST manager down there, or perhaps the medical team, Doug Jordan took quite a rattling fall at the other end. Probably use a little bit of assistance. All right, next skier in the water from New Zealand, and I believe he is he's defending or a previous overall senior men's champion at one of the past few years.
Yeah, it'd be I think Ken Derry Jr. at the last one, was it?
Yeah, Kenny won the last one. Bevan maybe before that sometime. But anyway, from New Zealand, you're on the water with Bevan Kelly.
Tell you what, this guy can get it done, though. Boy, if anybody had the treat of watching jump yesterday, Bevan Kelly he's a beast. This guy can ski. Solid, he gets up over 15 here. He's really a guy that I think a lot of people are looking to. He might be the guy to go after for the overall.
Bevan Kelly, first pass. He's going to be pushing it. He fell up short in the trick event. He's going to be wanting to make sure he gets in this finals for slalom. Nice and clean. There we go. Cross for number 1. Number 2. Everything looks good so far. There's 4 crossings. Cross for 5. That's 6. That's 7. Looks like about a 7.6 or so, according to how they've been getting it back in the boat. But a 7.6, not a bad run for Bevan Kelly.
I thought that was a great run. Just very consistent body position, posture, transition. The flow was really nice. Yeah, and you nailed it, Richard. 7.6 provisional on the boat for first pass score for Bevan Kelly out of New Zealand.
Yeah. So we're going to see if we got any other maybe updated information from the judges. The scorer's tent from the provisionals going in and the actuals coming out.
Yeah, we're still waiting on a final for Fred Groen. I believe we got a 7-9 provisional there and an 8 for Doug Jordan. So those aren't appearing yet, but we do have Danny Bumgardner's from the last. So all of the Series 1 or Series 2 scores are in. We haven't got any of the Series 1 scores added in yet, but
yeah, it looks like we got 8. Bevan Kelly, we've got 8 skiers left. Him being the number 8. There's 10 in this series, so we're gonna find out when Bevan finishes here if Jim Nyberg is gonna live for the finals. I'm expecting to see Bevan go over possibly over 15. He's coming in backwards. And getting ready. There he cuts out. Starting his run. Down on number 1.
Are you
down
kidding me?
On number 1 cross.
Are you
The senior men's division here is really, really taking its toll on these guys.
You know, I was just sitting here thinking, Richard, when you just said something about see if Jim Nyberg's score is going to stick, and I started thinking about it, and I thought, wait a minute, we're in the senior men's division. This isn't the open men's division. So anything can happen, as we just saw. Anything can happen in the senior men's. You don't know. I mean, Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
He could have made it. He didn't. He just couldn't do his second pass. He had a hamstring injury. Here we see Bevan Kelly go down on his first cross. This is wide open. Anybody's
that's a provisional score for Bevan Kelly of an 8.0, which we believe is going to stick. That's exactly what we saw here. Not going to go up from there. So we've got 7 skiers left, and Jim Nyberg 14.8. Not 100% sure, but from where we're sitting here, it looks like Jim Nyberg is in the finals of the Senior Worlds. Waiting for a couple more provisionals to come back, but they were coming out of the boat fairly low. An 8 for Doug, a 7-9 for Fred. So it looks like 14.8 is now the number to beat.
Yeah, not only that, looking at the men's overall results here as we're moving through the tournament, Jim Nyberg right now on top with 2,265 overall points, and Danny Bumgardner in the second spot with just 120 points behind him. Jason Lee in the third spot, 1982 overall points. So it's going to be a heck of a race down to the end here. I'm telling you, there's a lot of skiing left. You know, Bevan Kelly, there's a guy, I expect to see him, definitely a medal podium guy in the senior men's jump. He's one of the best on the planet in that event.
Okay, USA, on the water, we have Jerry Canoyer. Jerry Canoyer from California on the water. Jerry can post up, the 16, 17 area. So he's got to chase. He's got to get above 13.5 to guarantee himself in. There's crossing number 1. There's 2. There's number 3. He's clean. 4 crossings. There's number 5. He's coming across for 6. This is all clean. I didn't get my timer going. There's 7. Nice solid run for Jerry Canoyer. Best thing to do, Jerry, is to just ski to the end. Good job.
Yeah, that was a nice run for Jerry. He's another guy who stays super low. You watch his bottom, and it's knee level or below.
Jerry Canoyer got a 7 even on that first pass, 7 even. So he's going to need a 6.6 to get himself into the finals. He's got to beat a 13.5 to make a guaranteed entry to the final. We've got Jim Nyberg at 14.6. We've got Dan Baumgartner at 13.5. Rob Groen at 12.3. Those are the double digits ones we have right now.
Yeah, we did get posted scores. So Fred Groen coming in at 8.4 there. So we're starting to see the scores from this round. Doug Jordan came in at 8.1. And we're still waiting on Bevan Kelly's final score, which I believe we have at around an 8. I think it's 8 what we heard. So
I think Bevan's score is going to stick at 8. He did a 7-6 on the way down all clean, and the way back he fell first cross. So I think he's going to be sticking at 8. We've got, it looks like our number now for these guys to target is anything above 13.5 is going to be getting themselves into the guaranteed into the final round. There's Jerry Canoyer needing 6.6.
Could be. Right now, Paul Turner, Great Britain, last man alive. He's sitting in the 8th spot.
Here comes Jerry. Backside. There's 1, nice and clean. Here's number 2. Number 3. They look pretty good. 4. There's 5. 6. There's 7. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. If he didn't touch down any of those, I think Jerry might just have bumped past that 6.6 he needed to get in the finals. The Series 2 men's slalom score results are posted. Series 2 is now posted.
Yeah, so 6 guys left to ski. That basically gets Jim Nyberg in. We'll see how Jerry did. He's got to do better than a 13.5 to take Danny Bumgardner's spot as a lock at this point.
Yeah. We'll wait to hear the next skier on the water. Is going to be, let's go to page 2, Gordy Trudeau from Canada. World Senior Slalom Champion in, I don't know what year it was. Maybe it was 2006. 1.6. Jerry Canoyer got down early on a few of those crosses. A provisional score 11.6. We're going to really have to wait and see if that stands up. At this point in time, it looks like Dan Bogner's 13.5 is in. And the numbers are going down a bit. On the water, Gordy Coteau from Canada, capable, personal best up in the 18s, but he's going to be looking to get a good solid 14 or so and guarantee himself a berth in the final. Here's Gordy outside the wake forward. He's pretty fast forwards. Foot nice and high. There's 1. There's number 2. No doubt about these. There's number 3. 4. He's got an 8 pace going. There's 5. Here's number 6. Great skiing from Gordy Coteau. Down on number 8. He's got about a 7.4 or 7.3 out of that.
Yeah, I think he was almost out of time there. I don't know if he would have got full credit. Well, if he would have skied it through, he would have got a default to 1.
I think he would have got that 8 if he didn't set down and slow himself down. So
yeah, that was just past the center line. It looked like he snagged himself on his last cross. Maybe lost a little bit of points on there, but yeah, you're right. Coming down the lake, boy, he had that leg up high, almost above his waist.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, we got a 7.2 for Gordy on that run. I'm not sure how they calculated that, but they got a 7.2. So he's looking at trying to get 6 nice solid crosses, 6 or 7, and make himself guaranteed into the finals. There, Gordy rolled over. He's coming in backwards. Fairly quick backwards. He can get up an 8 plus, but he's probably gonna try to be clean and not quite as fast as usual, just to get himself into the next round. And here's number 1, nice and clean. Cross for 2, a little down early. Here's number 3, nice. There's 4. There's 5 down early on that one. Here's a cross for 6. 6, time clock goes. He's got a score of about 5 on that pass.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
That's about 12-2 total.
He shot wide on. I thought a few of them he skied real wide on that pass. Yeah, maybe had one or two touchdowns there.
I think he might have had a couple touches, but I think he's going to be in. Yeah, he's got a 12.2 provisional score for Gordy Courteau. 12.3 provisional score for Gordy Courteau. 12.3.
So, yeah, Gordy coming in at the same score as Robbie Groen. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if that pushes down as a tie at the bottom of the list here. We've got 5 skiers left.
5 skiers left, and looks like right now that's tied. That'll be a tie for the bubble position. If everybody goes above we're 12-3, then that'd be a ski off. We got on the dock now from the USA, Chris McWaters.
Bevan Kelly on the bubble in the 8th spot.
All right, 46 miles an hour, I believe Chris called. He needs to get over 12.3 to guarantee himself into this next round. Chris McWaters, USA. There's the okay. Chris McWaters, that Sanger's going to get up to 46 miles per hour. He came up slightly short to make the trick final. Very disappointed. So I know Chris is going to want to make this finals. And there's number 1. That was very nice and clean. Here's number 2. Cross for 3. He's got a very good pace going. Here's number 4. That looks like about an 8 pace. Here's 5. Here's 6. Nice and clean. 7. Probably an 8. I'd say the boat probably give him an 8. I was a little late on the timer, but very clean. No doubt about those.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. That's that World Barefoot Center thing they got going on down there. Chris McWaters spent a lot of time down there with the crew at the World Barefoot Center, and it's showing as it's paying off here. That was a beautiful first run.
Yeah, I think we heard from the boat 8.0 for Chris's first pass. So it looks like, according to our math, he needs a above 12.3. So if he gets 5 1-foot crossings in here, I think that's the game for him.
We did get a little bit of a increase in a score in the provisional score for Jerry Canoyer. Was posted. We were told 11.6, but after judges' review, it's being posted as 12.0. But I think we're determining that 12.3 could be the cut, and we don't see that. We got the Gordy Courteau score of 12.3 that hasn't been posted yet, so it's gonna get exciting here down to the end.
Yeah, I'd say for Chris McWaters, he needs 5 crosses, 5 clean 1-foot crosses. And he's guaranteed to get in 4.5, but let's call it 5. So he's going to do a back deep on the other end. There he is. Chris is more than capable of getting up in the 8s backwards. So hopefully he just takes it easy, skis clean, doesn't push it too hard. Here he is coming in the course, looking for 5 crosses to get into the next round. Here's 1. There's a cross for 2. This is 3. Number 4, this is the go-ahead 1. There's 5. Chris McWaters, fell after 5. We're going to have to wait and see Richard, what that comes out to.
Yeah, I think he was listening to you over the speakers there. When he heard you say 5's going to do it, he just went out the back door. Almost coincidental.
Chris McWaters, 5 on the second pass. Provisional scores, total of 13 crosses at this point in time. If that stands up for the scores, then he will move on to the next round. Wow.
Yeah, that should
there have
Christian
been a
off.
lot of untimely falls in this senior men's
there have.
senior men's division.
It just goes to show this is anybody's medal to win here. And that 13.0 provisional, there's probably a good chance that'll stick based on how much distance there is between him and Rob Groen. But right now, that would put Chris McWaters in the third spot.
Yeah. Let's give Chris McWaters a hand. Great skiing. We believe that put him into the finals with a provisional score of 13-0.
Okay, so we did get confirmation on the Gordy Croteau wake slalom score. It did come in at a 12.3, tied with Robbie Groen. So that can play out to be an exciting finish here.
So potentially we're going to have a runoff. Not sure if they're going to want to run that right immediately after this event or they have to wait until their protest time has occurred. So on the water, we have Joe Lovato from the USA. Joe has, I believe he's got a medal at the World Championships in this event in the past. So
yeah.
Joe, I watched him. He can push a 9 back. He does a 9 front, I think. He can get out there. Here's Joe Lovato coming in frontwards, looking to get above a 12.3. And there he is for 1. Hopefully going to take it easy. There's 2. He's skiing nice and solid. There's 4. That's number 5, I believe, unless I lost count. There's 6. 7, 8. Not sure if I lost count, but those are all clean
that
crosses.
Was a beautiful run there for Joe Lovato. Kind of got that little bit of that Keith St. Ange style where he gets that foot pointed towards the wake. Nice parallel thighs, stays low. That was really a sweet run for Joe Lovato. Made it look easy.
Very, very sweet. Was that 6.7? There we are with a 6.7. Joe Lovato, first pass, 6.7. So that looks like maybe a 7.2 with a touch. There might have been a touchdown there at some point. So he's got a 6.7. So he's looking at getting 6 clean on this pass, get into the final. Here you got a 10-second call. Just going to do the rollover. So Joe Lovato. Coming in backwards, looking to get 6 clean crosses to get him in there in the next round. And here he goes. Oh, that's beautiful. There's no 1. There's number 2. Here's got 3, 4. There's number 5. 6 crosses. Here's number 7. Here's number 8. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Some of those are pretty tight. I saw in the wake there, but I think Joe Lovato, great skiing.
Yeah, he did a great job showing that foot. He picks that foot up really nice and high, clean. Good transition there. Keeps it tight. Okay, that sounds like that one may go to video. We got a message from the boat that they lost the timer on that, so they'll go to video time and get a score for Joe on that second pass. But it looked like a pretty solid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Next up and in the water, we have from the USA, William Farrell.
Yeah, that puts Gordy and Rob tied for the 8th, 7th, 3rd.
1, 2, 3.
Willie Farrell, 45 and a half,
5,
1, 2, 3.
6, 7, 8. 8 would be Gordy and Robbie.
And what about Joe?
I counted him.
Oh, you did?
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well,
And then you go 6, 7, 8, and that's 12.3 is 8 and a ski off.
Oh, okay. William Farrell in the water, USA. No stranger to World Championships, I believe. Could be wrong, but I believe William Farrell skied in the first World Championships, or very close to it. This is the 21st Open World Championships. William Farrell looking at getting a nice, consistent run, get himself in. There it is. Signature start in the middle of the wake. Stretching it out. And cutting out. And there's the first cross. We're calling that clean. Number 2. Here's number 3. 4. 5. That's a tough one.